Hi, I'm Jarra Karalinar Steel. I am a visual artist coming from St Kilda on Boonwurrung Country. I was bad before devouring content, but this year has been just insane. And I started playing The Last of Us 2, which I was so excited about coming out. It's because it's such an intense game, and it's not a best game to play during a pandemic either. I was getting to the end and I'm like, you know what, this isn't really where I want to be in my headspace at the moment. So I ordered a Nintendo Switch and Animal Crossing, and I've pretty much been devouring that. I'm obsessed with creating my own little perfect paradise. I created a little curry flag in Animal Crossing, and I imported my own artwork and a photo of Albert, my dog, into my little living space. It's just so cute and easy, and you don't have to put too much thought in it, and you can go at your own pace. The biggest person is Ellen Jose, who is an amazing artist who passed, I think, a couple of years ago, and she was a family friend, and I call her Auntie, even though she's a Torres Strait Islander. Her works, were the first real art that I ever saw. I grew up in a time, and it was kind of this, I guess an urban Koori art scene that was in Melbourne at the time. Ellen's work and just being in her house, I have so many memories of that, and going to her little studio space and the smell of paints, and we'd have conversations about later in life about how her trips to Japan, and we both have been to Japan quite a bit, and she'd go sourcing these amazing paper that you can only get in one spot in Japan, and I miss her dearly, and I think she needs to be out there more. People need to see her work. What I've learned is, what is really important? What is it that we really need? I've bought things, but I've bought things that have helped me get through this, I've bought things to create art with, and I think also just that life is more important than work, because this year the only thing that I've had is work. It's good to have work and something to occupy yourself. It's actually not, it's not life to just be working all the time. So I'm hoping next year I can find that balance. Every year and day is just an opportunity to learn, and maybe you'll take it on eventually, but it just takes time. So yeah, and I'm still learning. I'll probably be learning till I'm 80, how to do that. Yeah. Getting stories from just diverse voices, we do these stories, but we don't celebrate them enough. I grew up when there wasn't stories about people like me, I'd love to see that in a modern context, what it's like to be a First Peoples, human. I don't want actors to have to always play their race either. Why can't they just be the person, the character? I want to see shows like that. The lead is, of a diverse background, but that's not what their life is. It's not who they are. They're an individual human being. So, but I want it to be normal. I don't want it to be like I'm over celebrating these first people to get into something when you're this should be normal. Recently, I've just been I've fallen into cults, cult survivors talking about about being in a cult and coming out of a cult, and how easily people fall into these things, and sometimes they don't even realize it until it's too late. And I feel like these periods of time is when people do fall into those kind of spiritualism and cults. So I'm maybe I'm just keeping aware of it just in case. Yeah.